The wind cut like knives at -25. In the farthest paddock, away from the newer horses, stood an old Arabian, white coat gone gray with age, alone. No one rode him anymore, no one tried. But every morning at 8, the woman came, 67 years old, breath freezing in the air. She didn't bring a saddle, didn't bring a bridle, just stood at the fence and talked. The horse would lift his head, listen, nothing more. The ranch hands had stopped asking why, just another old soul talking to another, both forgotten by everyone else. Margaret had owned the ranch for 40 years, built it with her husband from nothing. He died last spring, stroke, sudden. Their son ran the business now, lived in town, came by twice a week, talked about numbers, efficiency, selling older animals. "Mom, we can't keep horses that don't work." Margaret would nod, say nothing. The ranch felt hollow. She lived in the main house, cooked for one, ate in silence. She'd been a rider once, competitive, won ribbons still hanging in the barn. But her knees were bad now, balance uncertain. Doctors said no more riding, too risky. So she'd stopped, sold her competition horses, kept only working stock. And the old Arabian, the one no one wanted. Friends called less, she had nothing to say. Grief made words pointless. She moved through days in routine, feed chickens, check the barn, stand at the paddock, talk to the horse who couldn't answer. Some days she forgot why she kept going. Then she'd see him waiting and remember she wasn't quite alone yet. The Arabian's name was Sahir, 28 years old, ancient for a horse. He'd been Margaret's first, a wedding gift from her husband, young and spirited back then. They'd ridden together for years, valley trails, early morning gallops. He'd been her partner. But time caught them both. Sahir's legs were stiff, arthritis, back swayed, teeth worn. The vet was gentle. "He's got maybe a year. He's comfortable, but shouldn't be ridden." Her son suggested putting him down. "Humane, Mom." But Sahir wasn't suffering, just old, slow, forgotten. Other horses ignored him, too slow for the herd, too tired to play. He spent days in the far paddock, standing in the cold, watching the ranch move on. Ranch hands fed him, gave water, but no one spent time. No one except Margaret. Every morning he'd hear her boots crunching through snow, lift his head, wait. She never asked anything, never expected him to be young again. Just stood there, talked, remembered. Two old souls watching winter pass. One morning, Margaret brought apples. She stood at the fence, held one out. Sahir looked at it, didn't move. "Come on, old friend," she said softly. He took a step, then stopped, his legs uncertain in the snow. Margaret climbed through the fence, walked halfway to him, held out the apple again. Sahir's ears flicked forward. He took another slow step. They met in the middle. He took the apple gently from her palm, chewed slowly with his worn teeth. Margaret's hand trembled as she touched his neck, first time in months. His coat was rough, winter thick, but warm. "I miss you," she whispered. Sahir turned his head, breathed warm air against her shoulder, just for a moment. Then he stepped back, returned to his corner. Margaret stood alone in the snow, but something had shifted. The distance felt smaller. The next morning she brought more apples. This time he came halfway on his own. Margaret started bringing treats every morning, apples, carrots, sugar cubes in her pocket. But more than that, she brought time. She'd brush his coat, talk about the old days. "Remember that summer we rode north? You were so fast." Sahir would close his eyes, lean into the brush. Week 2, she brought a blanket, heavy winter weight. "Can't have you freezing," she said. Ranch hands noticed. "Boss spending a lot of time with that old horse." Her son noticed too. "Mom, he's not going to get better." "I know, but he's not gone yet either." Week 4, temperature dropped to -30. Margaret stayed longer, made sure his water wasn't frozen, brought extra hay. "You'll catch pneumonia," a ranch hand warned. "So will he if I don't check." She came twice daily, morning and evening. Week 6, she brought a stool, sat beside Sahir, talked about her husband, The loneliness, the empty house. You understand, don't you, what it's like when everything changes. Sahir lowered his head, rested his muzzle on her shoulder. Margaret cried into his mane. Week 8, her son came to the paddock. Mom, what are you doing? Taking care of what matters. He's just a horse. He's not just anything. He's been here 40 years. He deserves better than being forgotten. Her son was quiet, then nodded. I'll make sure the hands check on him more. Margaret smiled. That night, she slept better. For the first time since her husband died, she had a reason to wake up. Spring came slowly. The snow melted, cold eased. Sahir moved better in warmth, still slow but steadier. Margaret moved better too. She started eating breakfast again, real meals, coffee with toast. Ranch hands saw the change. Boss seems lighter. She's smiling again. Her son visited more, sat with her at the paddock, watched Sahir graze. He was Dad's gift to you? First thing he ever gave me, Margaret said. I get it now, why you won't let go. Some things are worth holding on to. Sahir nickered, walked over slowly, let her son touch his neck. He's a good horse. The best, Margaret replied. She started riding other horses again, just around the paddock. Her knees still hurt, but balance was back. Sahir would watch, ears forward, like he remembered too. Margaret's grief didn't disappear, but it softened. She had purpose again. Two old souls healing slowly, together in warming sun. One June morning, Margaret brought her grandson to the paddock. That's Sahir, very old, very special. The boy petted the white horse's nose. He's gentle, Grandma. Always has been, Margaret whispered. Her son put his arm around her. Thanks for not giving up, Mom. Margaret's eyes filled. He didn't give up on me either. Sahir still stands in the paddock. Margaret still comes every morning. Two old souls who refuse to forget each other. Sometimes the greatest love is simply showing up.